Hello all, and yes, it's been a while. I apologize. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff that I have wanted to talk about, and I have not come on here and talked about because I have a video planned in which I was going to talk about all of it. And I just haven't had I shouldn't say the time, just the right time has not come upon us or upon me, or just has not happened, I should say, to get the video done. So, but hopefully this week, maybe tomorrow, hint, I'll be able to actually do what I had planned. But I had gotten bugged about a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video, so I just thought I would just not do a bunch of reviews, but just kind of just run off some things that I haven't talked about yet. The Chikara pay-per-view, No Way Out, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about Best in the World, but not a lot, because that's one of the things I want to talk about in the other video. But and a few other things as well. So I might ramble a bit, so I'm just going to warn you. So let's get started. Let's talk about the Chikara pay-per-view, Chikarasaurus Rex, How to Hatch a Dinosaur, the pay-per-view, which was a while ago now. I did watch it, did enjoy it, think it was a good show. My only problem with the show, for the most part, was that, you know, Chikara, if you've never seen Chikara is very story-driven, and so if you're not aware of the storylines, it can be a little daunting. You know, the first pay-per-view, I thought they did a pretty good job of explaining everything. This pay-per-view, I thought they did an okay job of explaining everything. My biggest issue, really, was the 10-man match, which, they did, I don't know. They really didn't do it. I'm not someone that follows Chikara all the time, so for me to watch this match, and they did this really cool looking, really well produced video package right before the match, and then it really didn't explain anything. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, these guys are heels, and I guess, and they're cutting these promos, but I really don't understand why they're cutting these promos. I really don't understand who these guys are. And then the announcers tried to put over who these guys were, and it was kind of like, it was probably 5 minutes into the match before they finally explained who everyone was and what was going on and why Mike Quackenbush was out there and all of this other stuff that was just very which should have just made sense. And if they had done a better video package, I think it would have just made sense. They would have had to explain a lot of things, and that was really my only gripe. But when you're a storyline-driven company, you kind of have to explain those sort of things, particularly a match like this, which was one of the key matches of the pay-per-view. I thought everything else was really good. I would say a lot of it was great. I didn't like the ladder match as much as some people did. I did like the main event a lot. I thought the 10-man was good, or was very good. Everything else I thought was okay to good. I mean, this was a good, solid pay-per-view, well worth going out of your way to see, I would say. So yeah, I would just recommend it. That would be my only really gripe with it, was the fact that they just didn't do, I felt, a good enough job of explaining everything they needed to explain. But and I was kind of sad to hear that King of Trios, which is their big event, which finally got moved away from WrestleMania and lots of other things, was not going to be an pay-per-view. Though I kind of understand. I'm sure Smart Mark offered them a ton of money not to put it on pay-per-view. It's probably better for them that way, not to put it on pay-per-view. I understand that, and I'm fine with that. It kind of sucks because I've griped every year that it was always too close to certain things, or it was just a wrong time that they always put it on, and I just wasn't able to go. And this year they finally stuck it far enough to where you would think I'd be able to go, and for financial reasons, I seriously doubt I'm going to be able to go. It really sucks because I really would like to go, and I just not going to have the money. I don't think. I know I'm not going to have the money, I should say, to be able to go. I still have stuff I need to pay off from WrestleMania that I still haven't paid off, so that should tell you something. before I can, you know, take a trip to New York, and go to a 3-day wrestling event. So there you go there. So yes, so again, they moved it out at this point in time, unless something happens and money magically appears. I'm not going to be able to go to the King of Trios. So yeah, there we go there. So then, let's see, what else did we have? Oh yeah, we had No Way Out, which was blah, I would say. It wasn't very good. I couldn't even watch all of it. I mean, it was just, I don't know. It was a B pay-per-view. It was the definition of a B pay-per-view. I'm still not sure why John Cena and Big Show were in the main event, which, you know, it really took away from the title matches. One of the title matches should always be the main event. If you put the title matches as the main event, eventually people are going to start believing that, you know, oh, maybe I should pay attention to these guys because these guys actually matter. Because you keep reinforcing that the only guy that really matters in the company is John Cena, and that's really not good. You know, I mean, we had not a lot. We had some random, you know, added matches. Just, you know, it was very good definition of everything. I'm not gonna say it was horrible, but it still showed everything that was wrong with WWE, and that's another thing I want to talk about in the other video. Is kind of everything that's kind of wrong with WWE. But I mean, the main event was just kind of slow and plodding and just kind of there, and you were just like, can we please get it over? And they stuck Kane in with CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan, and that really brought that match down. It still wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still, it was blah. You know, we had the Triple H segment, which, you know, they've completely botched the Brock Lesnar angle. There is a way, and I will talk about this in the other video, where I think they can save it to an extent. It really kind of just depends on if the hardcores will kind of go along with it, but that'll be interesting to see. But anyways, yeah, you know, I didn't feel compelled to really watch this pay-per-view. Eventually, on a day off, I finally watched it and was kind of like, yay, and then didn't even feel like doing a video about it. So, yeah, there we go. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about? We had the ROH pay-per-view. Well, before we had the ROH pay-per-view, you know, I talked about the fact that I had been watching TNA as of late. I did like the whole Austin Aries thing and the fact that they're actually going to make the X Division title actually mean something, which is good. You know, I've always griped that why have the X Division title when it doesn't mean anything, and they're finally actually going to give it some sort of meaning as long as they remember and keep it up. So that will be good. My only hope is that, unlike Destination X last year, that people actually, I don't know, that are excited about the fact that Austin Aries is going to be in the main event and going for the world title actually buy the pay-per-view. I know that's asking a lot, but, you know, if you don't buy the stuff that can show these companies what you want to see, you're not going to get to see it. So just kind of throwing that out there. So, you know, all the hypocrites that were all high on Destination X last year, yeah, you might want to buy this one. Just saying. Just saying. Then we had the ROH pay-per-view. Again, that's something else I want to talk about in the other video, and you'll understand when you kind of hear it. Thought the pay-per-view was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was great. There was definitely some misses. You know, the New York crowd really bugs me. They didn't used to bug me so much, but now they're really starting to kind of bug me. Really bugged me during the Elgin Finley match, and I kind of understand, but at the same time, you know, I'm sure it wasn't the match they were expecting. I'm sure they wanted a better match than what they got, but at the same time, I didn't think the match was horrible. I didn't think they were, you know, it wasn't crap per se. You know, the hybrid match, rules match, I wasn't as down on that match as a lot of people were going into it, because I had, you know, actually seen UWFI, and I figured that was probably what they were going for, but not knowing until we saw it, wasn't going to go into it. And of course, the fans just were shitting on the match until, you know, yeah, it was pretty crazy, until we got the spot, and that's all I will say. And that was a crazy spot, which, you know, I'm glad it got somebody over, because, yeah, that was kind of insane. Everything else on the match, everything else I thought was, you know, okay to good. Again, like I said, that's something I want to talk about later on the on the video that I have planned. And like I said, this was going to be more of like a rambling video, and that's pretty much what it was. I didn't watch Raw. I haven't watched Raw for the last 2 weeks, really, so can't really tell you anything about that. If you remember, I said there was a good chance that, you know, after WrestleMania, I might not care about WWE, and WWE's done a good job of making you not care. So yeah, but like I said, there's the ROH pay-per-view. I thought it was really good. I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't say it's a must-buy, but I would recommend everyone checking it out. The quality was amazing. To be honest, I thought it was really, really good. Even on my phone, which I was able to see part of it on my phone because I was at work. So, and that worked off really well. And I usually figure if it works well on my phone, it's going to be very good on my computer. And that's how it was. So, can't really complain there. So, hopefully they got all of that fixed. I figure it's going to take them, you know, probably final battle before they actually probably get back to where they were as far as the iPay-per-view go. I would think, and that's if they can, you know, kind of